A 90-year-old coronavirus survivor has some words to share with you all.
And a new dean has been announced for a college at WSU. Learn more details tonight. Murrow News 8 starts now.
Murrow News 8 starts right now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Promise Calloway.
And I'm Jasmine Brown. Welcome back to Murrow News 8.
Washington Governor Jay Inslee has ordered hospitals to suspend elective surgeries and outpatient procedures during the outbreak. It is predicted that the order will cost the hospital about $10 million in lost revenue, and they have already cut hourly pay and salaries by 25% for the next 2 months to deal with this drop in revenue. To help pay for hospital operations, PRH has launched a coronavirus fund. The campaign has already raised $400,000. Over 150 people have donated medical supplies, and they have received over 3,000 hand-sewn masks.
The Pullman Police Department is asking for fabric mask donations. According to Pullman Radio News, sewing templates for masks are easily accessible online, and you can drop off finished masks in the marked bin at the police station.
The University of Idaho's food closets have temporarily been consolidated into a single pantry that is accessed from the alley behind the Pittman Center. The pantry has served about 90 people since it opened on March 30th. The pantry schedule can be found at Idaho.edu food pantry.
A second case of coronavirus has been confirmed in Latah County. According to Pullman Radio, the case was reported by North Central District of Idaho Public Health on Monday. The county's first confirmed case of the coronavirus was announced on Wednesday.
Ana Fortunato, a 90-year-old survivor of COVID-19, has a message for the rest of us. She says, quote, "Keep on fighting. Have that positive attitude and pray. If I did it, you can do it." After 13 days in the hospital, she was discharged. It will still be a while before Fortunato can hug her family or go back to Sunday Mass or even play the slots with her fellow residents who are now all confined to their rooms because of her illness. But she is not complaining and knows how lucky she is.
Washington State University has named a new dean for its College of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences in Spokane. Mark Lead will take over the college in July. Lead comes to WSU from Oregon State University, where he has been an associate dean in the College of Pharmacy.
WSU announced that 4 finalists have been chosen for the position of provost and executive vice president. The search committee described the candidates as representing outstanding leadership experience and all have the skills required to lead WSU's statewide academic enterprise. The finalists will participate in public online interviews scheduled for April 13th through the 15th, and then the last interview will be on April 20th.
Promise. So last month, President Trump announced that he would be enacting some form of student loan forgiveness since many people are out of a job right now. But we didn't really get a lot of details as to what that would look like for people who have been paying student loans or were supposed to start paying them soon. Obviously, our age bracket is filled with people who have taken out student loans, so this is definitely something to be filled in on. So CREM 2 in Spokane actually broke down what eligibility looks like and who qualifies for what. Let's take a look. First things first. It is important to note that these policies apply only to loans owned by the federal government. Others, such as Perkins loans or federal family education loans, could be eligible, but you should definitely check with your lender because many are owned privately or by the school itself. For certain loans, there is total forbearance until September 30th. Now, forbearance usually means that interest continues to pile up while payments are paused, but actually in this case, interest is completely waived until that September end date. This means that borrowers won't have to pay anything at all, probably until the middle of fall. And what makes this even easier is that if you use autopay, you shouldn't have to cancel. Providers are supposed to take you off the automatic charges until the forbearance ends. Now, let's say you're still making money and you want to keep making payments. This is also possible, but you need to ask your provider to keep you on the auto debit because, like I said, you have automatically been removed. one more thing that is really important to pay attention to is that if you can, this forbearance is a really good opportunity to keep paying off your loans. There is zero interest, so you could actually pay your loans at a quicker rate or pay off your loans at a quicker rate than you could before. So the moral of the story is to really pay attention to these policies because they have the potential to benefit a lot of people, especially people in our age bracket and above, who are either trying to build a financial foundation or just conserve finances as much as possible in this time period. That's all I've got for you. In Everett, I'm Carmen Ditto. Back to you, Promise.
Thank you, Carmen. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have been outside a lot lately, going on walks and playing with my dog, and the weather has been pretty nice. Jane has our weather. What can we expect for this week?
Well, I don't think you'll be disappointed in the forecast, but before I get into the weather, I thought it'd be important to note to everybody that studded tire season has extended again. As of today, the last legal day to use studs in the state will be May 15th. Again, you have until May 15th to use studded tires in the state of Washington. But enough of that, let's get into the weather. In Pullman today, there was some much appreciated sunshine with some winds coming from the west. The sun will set tonight in a little less than 2 hours at 7:26. Moving into tomorrow, the trend of sunshine continues with a high of 61 and a low of 37. The moon won't be as strong as it was today, so it may be a great day to get out of the house and take a walk around the block before the sun sets at around 7:30. To take a look at the state, if you thought the sunshine stopped in the loose, you would be very wrong. Because just look at all that sun. The place it'll really heat up will be central Washington, with highs near the 70s, while western and eastern sides of the state will hang around that mid to upper 50 range. To get a closer view of Pullman weather, let's take a look at the 5-day forecast, and the only thing that looks out of place are those clouds hovering over Saturday. There is a chance of rain here, so if you see the temperature drop from the 60s to only a high of 51, it might be a good time to maybe grab a coat before you take your daily walk outside with your dog, Promise. But if you look at the other 4 days, I think it'll make up for it with sunshine and some warmer weather. So don't forget to get those studded tires off your car by May 15th. And Jasmine, if you're tired of watching Tiger King for the second time like I am, this week may be a great day to get out of the house and to take a jog around the neighborhood.
Thanks, Jane. I definitely agree. And I've already been doing that, working out outside as my only resort to get in shape. So thank you for that update. Now I'll toss it over to Asher Line for sports. Hey, Asher, what's going on in sports news?
Hey, Jasmine. We have a few new stories today, and one of them just happens to be about being a little closer to having broadcasted sports games, which we've all been looking forward to. The MLB announced earlier today they're considering moving every team in the league to Arizona and playing without fans. Now, nothing's set in stone yet, but here are some of the details of the proposed plan. According to ESPN, the league is eyeing a May start. If this is the case, all 30 teams will be put into relative isolation with regular testing in local hotels, and they'll only be allowed to travel to and from the hotel and the stadium. In other news, the HBO series Hard Knocks is planning on returning this fall, but with a bit of a twist. This year they plan to feature the Rams and the Chargers, the two teams residing in Los Angeles. This would be the first time the series features two teams, and they hope to start filming at fall training camps if they're still held. Several highly touted college basketball players have officially announced their declarations for the NBA draft as well. Arizona guard Nico Mannion and Duke guard Cassius Stanley are leaving their respective programs after just 1 year in both places. Both are considered to be potential lottery picks in the upcoming draft. And a GoFundMe has been set up for Bryce Beekman. They have already raised more than $5,000 for that GoFundMe, and if you would like to help out, look up the Bryce Beekman GoFundMe online. That's all I've got for sports. Back to you, Jasmine.
Thanks, Asher. In entertainment news, WSU student Keenan Sue will be competing